everyone, so the point of today is to explain the BMW r100 charging system and just walk you through it really. Okay, so as we know, we've got constant power supplied from the positive end of the battery terminal. This runs up all the way through the main wiring loom and eventually culminates in the headlamp. If we undo the headlamp via the screw underneath the base of the headlamp, as with all circuits, what we're doing here is we're turning power to ground, and we can see the wires run to this ignition switch here. Okay, so what we've seen now is that we've got a constant positive supply up to the shell, up to the main fuse board and the ignition switch. When we turn that switch, positive current flows through the switch. It then flows into the red dashboard light on your console here. So in order to reach the voltage regulator, we need to take the tank off. And that's done with two hand screws underneath the petrol tank. Okay, the next part in the circuit from the generator light is this mechanical voltage regulator here. If we take the connection off, we can see that there's 4 wires coming off the block. In fact, ignore this wire, I've put this on for a test wire as there's a problem with the circuit. So coming down from the dashboard, this is our generator light. On the D+ side, out is also another wire going to the diode board. We'll talk about that later on. The round one's the earth, so that earth's to the alternator. We'll trace this again later on. And on the DF side, there's also a black and blue wire going down to the alternator, but we'll follow all those. Okay, so next of all we need to get into the timing chest, which is this bit here. We need to remove 3 Allen key bolts there, which I've already done. And needless to say, you need to disconnect the negative on the battery. So you don't want sparks, as a lot of the diode board is positive. Okay, so with the timing chest off, you can see that we've got the advanced retard unit there, and behind it are the points. This is known as the alternator really in the general sense, like on a car. This specifically is known as the rotor, and this is known as the stator. This is the condenser that stops or tries to prevent the points from arcing, and up here, the dreaded diode board. So from our connection block here, we've got the D-, which is the earth wire. That corresponds to this point here on the stator. So we've got the wire from the generator light in the console, which corresponds to the DF here. That then joins up with this wire from the diode board. The two plug into the mechanical voltage regulator. This inside joins up the dashboard with this black and blue wire, the DF, to provide power down to this point, the DF on this stator. Okay, so now we know that we've got power up to the ignition switch. From the ignition switch it goes into the red generator light. From the red generator light it comes down into this block here on the D+ wires. The D+ wires are then connected to the DF wire via the mechanical regulator. That then brings power down to the DF on the stator. The DF then connects to these brushes here, which are connected to the rotor, providing power to the rotor. That then, when the engine's running, in turn creates 3-phase output here, look. That then goes up into the diode board and is rectified and pushed back into the battery via the starter motor positive connection. Now, as you'll notice, when the bike's running properly, when you rev it goes say about 1,000 revs, the generator light go out, and that's quite clever really. And this is where our other wire comes in on the connection block at the D positive terminal. What happens here is the diode board rectifies the 3-phase into DC, pushes it back to the battery, but also pushes a supply up back into our mechanical regulator at the DF position, which is the other blue wire. That then reduces the potential to the generator lamp, and then the light goes out. So in essence what it is, you've got 12 volts coming in to the light and then 12 volts going back to the light. So there's no potential across the light, and then the light goes out. Now your problems occur is when the lights stay on, and that's what's happened here. So on this BMW, the light, generator light, stays on all the time. It will not go out. So obviously we're not getting any pushback to the generator lamp. So what I've decided to do is just rip the whole lot out and put a modern rectifier regulator unit in.